supposing it was that someone comes and says, Mooji, I've heard you can help me to be more established, my mind inside my heart, because I'm not able to do this by myself. My mind is too restless. It's always jumping from one thing to another thing, and I try to focus, it becomes even worse also. If I try to stop my mind, it goes even worse. I hear you can probably guide me a little bit. Have you got time? I said, sure. What about right now we can do? And then I would say, as I am saying now, say you are this person. I would say now, in order to come to such a quintessential seeing, it's important that we first become empty. And I'm going to guide you to that if you're open to this. Empty means that I ask you, and I'm going to ask you sometime a simple question. I would like that you respond yes or no at some point, not immediately. But in the beginning, what I would want to ask is that all thoughts as much as possible about what happened in the past, I would like to say, please, if you are willing, don't engage with that. Let's not talk about your past. Just for the short time that we'll have this guidance. It's okay with you? That you don't bring up inside yourself. I'm not talking about sharing with me, just that you don't hold on to the past for a moment. We can just leave these things aside. When we have finished the exercise, of course you can pick them up again, no problem. Okay? So all the ideas you have about yourself and about life and how you want life to be and all these things, your desires, your judgments, your sense of self, just leave that aside for now. You can do it actually, it's not difficult. And as per se, for future, any ideas you may have about the future, what kind of world you'd like to live in, how many children you'd like to have, your business, just drop all of that for a moment, just for the duration of this time. Yeah, it's okay? Yeah, just leave the past and future thoughts, just leave them for the moment. I say let's leave them outside for the moment. And when we are finished, of course, you can go and pick them up. Nobody is going to steal them, I can guarantee you that. You just leave that, all your thoughts. And also about the present moment also. So any thoughts about the present, like, whoa, we are sitting here, oh, no, all these thoughts also, don't pick them up. So that there's just a quality of emptiness with you and in you. Notice that immediately. I'm not talking about future now, just now. Just suspend, leave aside thoughts, even things you feel sure about. Leave them aside for the moment. Of past, future, even present. Be entirely empty. And we can do that. You will see how simple this is. In fact, just suspend that. No? Also, what kind of person you consider yourself to be, how much practice you've been doing, spiritual practice and otherwise, doesn't matter. If it is that today, here with me, you are open to come to a deeper recognition of the truth of yourself, then I'll ask you to cooperate and follow these guidances. Very simple things. No spiritual gymnastics. Just simply leaving the thoughts about past, future, and even present also. So no thinking about anything. And also, sometimes a thought may come, okay, I've done it. Now what? So no now what. No next. No next. See how that feels. Usually I say this because mind, energy, is always looking for the next thing to do. It's always moving like that. So while it's having breakfast, it's wondering what's for lunch. If it's eating lunch, what's for dinner later on, you see? So in this way, it perpetuates this oscillation and this movement. So right now, I'm saying even the feeling, the thought, the concept of next, be aware of that. There's no next for a moment. So just as we are here right now, notice what remains. If you've been following, that don't engage with thoughts about past or future or even the present. Well, that's a huge area, a huge forest of thoughts you have left aside. Everything's left aside. So including in that is your any self-assessment, what kind of person you consider yourself to be and all this type of thing. I'm a spiritual person, I'm not spiritual. Drop all these thoughts just for a short time, and then you can reclaim your thoughts later. So empty, 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 empty. And we're not going anywhere for a moment, okay? Just here. My guidance is only to introduce you to what is here when the attention is not pursuing the mind's presentations. Just here. Okay? Just be aware of this. So here should not be any evaluation of what kind of person you think you are and what future you would like for yourself and your family and the world. Nothing at all. Just be empty, 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 just for the duration of this little exercise with me. Now, if everything was left aside, if everything, both the potential, actual, was left aside. So in this that remain, pay attention with everything that appears as thought, feeling, sensation. You're simply not engaged with anything. So this is now. This is now. Now that you are present as this here now, even your sense of person, as I say, just to the side, everything. Now that we have come to this place, it's very important to be totally empty, without effort. Without effort. I'm going to ask just a few questions to you, and I would like you to answer with your voice also. That's all. Simply yes or no. Stay as you are, just like this. Don't pick up any new thoughts. You have emptied everything away. Don't pick up anything new. Whatever it is that remains, of course, you see, if you took everything away that was in the mind as thoughts and feelings and memory, desire, attachment, all this we have swept aside now. Now, whatever remains here has got nothing to do with being supported by anybody. Just what is here by itself now. Put your attention here. Now, I may ask you, whatever it is, I'm not going to give it a name, but there's an awareness here. This awareness, is it personal? Please answer. Is there anything personal about it? Not personal, not personal. Is it a a shape or form or an object of any sort? Thank you for responding like that. No, it's not a form, not shape. It's not personal. May I ask you also, just remain as this. You're neither doing nor not doing. You're simply here. This, I sometimes call it what is or isness itself. Is there a boundary beyond which it does not exist? No, there's no boundary for it. No. Okay. Did you create it? So it's no form, it's not personal, there's no boundary that can block it. It seems to just go on and on. I ask, was it created? Did you create? You say, no, it did not create. It's not simply just here. Is it a thing? May I ask, can this, whatever it is, can it become sick or depressed? Can it fade? No, it cannot fade. So that at the end of satsang, you go walking around the Ganga and it's gone. Is it possible? Cannot possible. Cannot fade. Is it a belief? No. A philosophy? Is it religious? Does it have any judgments in it? Is it meditating? Is it moving about? Is it keeping still? May I ask you maybe a strong question? I think you will partially answer when I asked you, did you create it? You said no. May I ask you, was it born? No. Then my next question, can it die? You are becoming aware. You are aware of it now, but where has it been all your life? Pardon? It's been here. Was it hiding? Can it be owned by anyone? Can it become possessed by anything? Okay, I'll just give you one more question. You seem to not need time much to think about your answers. So let me ask you something. Just if you wanted to reach it, how much close are you to it? A few centimeters, a meter, any distance? No distance. Whoa. So if I could just recap on this, what we say is that just by leaving all the things of the mind, the thoughts and the projections, memories about past and future and about person and so on, just suspending this activity and engagement just while we are here for this moment. And I promised you at the end of it you can go and pick all these things up. You agreed, and I say now by emptying I was ask you a few questions which you have answered. One, it is not an object. You say it is not personal. Is it a mood? Not a mood. It's not a mood. It is not. It cannot fade. There is no boundary beyond which it is not existing. You said that. You did not create it. Are you imagining it? Not. You did not create nor imagine it. I ask, where has it been? Since you are discovering this now, where has it been all your life? You say, it's always been here. Okay. Is it male or female? No, not that. Then I ask you, does it judge? You say no. Can it be sick? You say no. Can it become depressed? You say no. Can it be lost? You say it is not a philosophy, it's not a belief system, nothing like that. Then I ask, was it born? You say no. I say, can it die? You said no. How can you know all these things? Then finally I ask you, with all of this, what would it take to reach it? How far away from it are you? You say, no distance. It's still true? So if all these are as you say, stay as you are, then all these responses are about you. But what you really are. Stop for a moment, that's all. Just be with that for a moment. It's not apart from you. It's not personal. It is not gender like male or female. It's not a philosophy, not belief system, not religion. No judgment is there. It is not a shape. It cannot fade. Which means that if after 5 years even, it cannot fade. From itself it cannot fade. It was not born, it was not created, it's not being imagined. It cannot die or end. And no distance from you. So would I be saying too much to say it is you? So it would be fair to ask, having responded without going into the mind and opinions and so on, something has responded with such spontaneity, such freshness, like without doubt even. Like, where is this knowing coming from? From some book? Where is this knowingness coming from? From some book you've read or some movie you've watched? Or directly from somewhere right here in you? So just about now, I'd probably say, my God, you don't realize what you are discovering. Yes. Because Mr. Mind is a bit shocked, like, whoa, whoa. That's not the impression that you hold about yourself normally. Can they both be true? The idea we have of ourselves personally, and now this revelation impersonally. How to reconcile these two? Well, don't bother about it. Not right now. Just sit with this as this. Just be one with that. I call this the invitation to freedom, or the listening mirror, because simply by listening and following internally, one comes to a recognition that is experiential, not theoretical. Now I'd like to tell you that where I live and those who come for satsang, we play this almost every day. Because initially, even having said that with your own voice, some resistance begin to come from the mind. Because the mind, the psychological aspect of the mind, is where a lot of our energy has been invested. It is where the construct or the idea of who we are was developed, and in which it continues to be. So gradually the mind will come up, of course, the mind in this form. I'm not talking about the mind in its totality, because mind in its totality is all of this also. But in terms of who we think we are, you will see simply by looking, confirming, marinating in your seeing, everything becomes more clear for you. Simple thing. Another quick way into this is simply to feel your natural existence. I'm keeping it very simple now. What I call the sense of being, or the sense of presence, where you're conscious that you exist. But we're not adding anything onto that. That's enough. It is all in that sense I am. The sense I am is also sometimes referred to as a name of God also. All beings refer intimately to themselves as I. Like I is our name actually, as consciousness. I am. I, consciousness, am. I, consciousness, exist. Very simple. If we simply stay, put your attention just on resting here in the sense I am, and don't allow it to connect up with other thoughts or feelings. In the beginning, it might not seem easy, but if you persist, it becomes very simple, and the energy does not rush towards the traffic, the mental traffic that usually we are engaged with. It's come right back into presence. That's a simple way. That's the synopsis of what I've been showing before.